This is the Baby Master PT live Q&A where you send me your questions and I answer them live on the air. So today's question comes all the way to us from India. And the question is, how can I tell or how can I look at my baby's head to know if my baby has a flat spot on the back of their head? That's a really good question. So most of the time, let me take off baby's little bonnet here. Most of the time, when a parent is looking at their baby's face, the parent tends to hold their baby like this, where mom is looking directly at baby's face. Now, the important thing about flathead syndrome or plagiocephaly is that one, plagiocephaly means that there's a flattening on one spot or on one side of your baby's head. Brachiocephaly means that the entire back of baby's head is flat. So, to answer this parent's question of how do you examine your baby's body to know if your baby really has a flat spot on their head and how significant or how flat that spot is. So, the way to do it is sit on the floor, or you can sit your baby on a chair. Usually it's an infant, so you want to keep baby close to you. If you sit on the floor, put baby in between your legs, facing away from you. Now, what you can do is look at the top of baby's head. And there are a couple of things I want you to pay attention to. If you pretend like you're dividing baby's head, draw a line right down the center of baby's head from the front of baby's forehead all the way to the back of baby's head. And then draw a line from side to side from one ear coming all the way to the other side. Now, what you've essentially done is you've divided baby's head into these four quadrants, and each of these quadrants should be equal. Now, a couple of things you can look for. If you looking at the top of baby's head and you are seeing one side, like this side looks like it's squished in a little bit like that, it just makes it a little bit easier for you to see that flat spot. If your baby has a favorite side that your baby normally sleeps on, you will notice that that side a lot of times tends to be flat. Now, if you are looking at your baby, one of the reasons that we say to look at your baby from above is that you can look at your baby's ears, where your baby's ears are positioned. And if your baby has a significant flat head, then you will notice that one ear is kind of pushed forward a little bit versus the other ear. And you can clearly see that. Now, in a future episode, I'm going to talk about helmeting and when you should consider a helmet and what that process looks like. But for now, if you are examining your baby's head and you do it from above, you should be able to see more clearly. Because if you are looking at your baby's face, if you are sitting there and you are face to face with your baby and you're just looking at baby's face, a lot of times you really cannot see what's going on the back of baby's head because you're just focusing on baby's face. If baby also has hair, it makes it a little bit more challenging to be able to see the flat spot. But if you feel like there is a flat spot there and you are concerned about it, you should definitely check out my video where I did an entire video on how to examine for a flat spot, how to do some repositioning techniques, and even some actual rotation techniques that you can use to be able to help your baby if your baby actually has a flat spot. There are different levels of flatness. There's mild, moderate, and severe. And each of them requires a different level of expertise and a different level of commitment in terms of on the part of the parent to be able to actually start to correct it and see some positive changes in your baby's head. All right. So that's it for today, my friends. I will see you in the next one. Now, I created a free PDF checklist that you can use to track your baby's milestones all the way from 0 to 12 months. I'm going to put that in the link of this live, and you can click it, print it out, slap it on your refrigerator, and have it there as a reference. If you want to, like I said, check out the video where I go through the steps that you can take to help to prevent your baby from developing a flat head, or if your baby's already starting to get a bit of a flat spot, some simple techniques and tricks that you can use to help to correct it gradually. All right. I will see you in the next one.